Go back to hell and do not pass go, because essentially when you go back to hell you encounter demons and ghosts in this game, and you've probably never heard of this game because it's a hidden object horror game, which I've never seen before, surprisingly. So you have to find all these hidden horror items inside this game, and you have a limited amount of time to do that, so you have about 60 seconds to find 12 items. Sometimes it gets randomized too, before the time runs out. And if you don't find all the items in time, this like scary ghost, it's got a certain like style to this game. Like everything sort of looks hand drawn and like kind of spooky. So the weird thing is, a ghost comes out, but I couldn't figure out how to get out of that window. I tried clicking buttons on the joystick, I tried clicking like the enter key, just different buttons on the keyboard. I found out I had to just close the game because I couldn't figure out how to get past that part of once you've lost, it's like game over, you have to force quit your game, which is has happened before to us before when we've reviewed games, but it's been a while. So so there's like 10 horror scenes that contain like 20 items in each. I could only find like maybe half. They're actually really well hidden. Some items are pretty obvious, they're just like floating in the air. And then there's other items where you think are in part of the background. So I'd say that's like one of the biggest criticisms I have of this game. Like, it's brutally hard, punishes you, takes away like 3 seconds after you've done every mistake, every time you made a mistake, and it's actually really hard. I can see how this is, I think, a Japanese game, and you know they don't pull any punches traditionally with the games that they release, so it's a lot harder than what you would expect it would be. So yeah, the game, the number of hidden items in the scene can be random, and the game doesn't actually tell you how many are left. And I feel like, yeah, that adds an extra challenge, but I feel that also kind of makes the game kind of cheap, because like here you are scrambling, just after you just start randomly clicking places, and you get punished severely, 3 seconds each time. So that adds up very quickly if you only have, I think, 60 seconds to finish the mission. Then once you've beaten a scene 100%, I think closest I got was like 40 or 50%. I tried like 2 or 3 scenes of I think I said 10 or 12. There's like a 2 weak eye mode where you cannot see as clearly, and the number of items increases, and your time actually gets shorter. Now I can't imagine the time getting even shorter. This game really needs like a way to toggle the time, like whether you have infinite time, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever, 5 minutes. You know, I just feel like this is, as it's released now, it's just far too punishing for most people. Like, now most people as in like 90% plus. That still is interesting. Yeah, if you fail a mission, yeah, as it says, not clear to get out of the ghost screen. Each scene is a challenge. Like, there's no beginner stage. They're all hard. As I said, there's no visible counter. I feel like not having the counter is the big mistake. And the controls over the story, I assume that the story's it's not really articulated, but if you go on the Steam page, they actually tell you what the story is. So I feel like the presentation's weak in that sense. From what I remember, actually the story was like you're in a haunted place and you're trying to exorcise like the building or the rooms or wherever you are, but it never gets explained in the game, so it's sort of like, okay, there's no background narrative, obvious narrative, unfortunately, this. So even though the mood and music's great, and the amount of gameplay for $1 is like 20 minutes or so, to an hour, the gameplay's an acquired taste. Some people might like the quirks of this horror game. It's a lot harder than a lot of the hidden object games you find on Steam. It's not horrible, just the gameplay is shorter, very punishing. The fact that you can't even get out of a scene, from what I can see. I even waited for it to end, and yeah, that didn't work either. I can only recommend this to like serious horror fans or people that love like hidden objects games. average person should really start their hidden object quest somewhere else and see how that goes, because this game, the difficulty is sky high. It's really not at beginner's level, but for $1, if you want to risk it, just try something new like I did, then give it a shot, but you might go back to another game, so keep on gaming. See you later. Bye.